Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Thursday, September 4th, or formerly known as B Day, an international holiday for those who celebrate, the birth of Beyonce, honey. 9481 B Day. So happy birthday to that queen. I hope you are having an amazing one, and I wish you many, 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 many more. And thank you for B Day. B Day is probably, as a black gay millennial, B Day is probably my favorite Beyonce album. So shout out to that queen again. Happy birthday, and I wish you many more birthdays. And with me on the mic, I have my gorgeous moon. Hey, boo.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, good morning indeed. And I think we have some well before we do jump into the tea, I do want to because unfortunately we had like two icons pass away. So one, Roland Ray, we learned that through his mother that Roland Ray passed away last night. So rest in peace and condolences to him and his family. And also Giorgio Armani, we learned passed away as of this morning. So again, rest in peace to those two icons. I hey they clearly they were both loved and that's I just really don't have much to say on that. I was kind of shocked, especially about Roland Ray, because I was hoping it was another hoax, like because there was a hoax about Roland Ray passing away a couple of years ago, and he was like, "Bitch, please." So, but no, this is for real this time. So,
Now, did he
rest.
have an illness?
I
Do we
don't
know?
know.
Oh, he was very entertaining. Wasn't he on a judge show?
Yes, Judge Toller, yeah, Judge Toller, Miss your girl.
You know what? He was definitely a delight. I liked when I came across his videos, he would be hilarious. So that is very sad. No, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah, and I also remember him being like in the front lines of the Black Lives Matter movement, hun. It looked like he was ready to roll them police officers over. Or and I understand that he brought like water out to the protesters and stuff like that. So he was a Black Lives Matter advocate. He was a disability rights advocate. So again, that he's definitely and he was so young. And what pisses me off, I think his birthday would have been tomorrow, September 5th, if I'm not mistaken. So he died shortly before his 27th birthday. So again, rest in peace, Roland Ray, and condolences to him and his family, as well as Giorgio Armani. So, but with that, let's go ahead. I have some nice tea for us to talk about. So let's go ahead and jump into the tea. And like Chilla would say, it's tea time. Well, our first piece of tea, we always like to start with the latest Diddy news, whatever his ass does in the news. We like to bring attention to it. And the latest thing, hun, oh, when I tell you he is trying it, y'all should see that I posted this TMZ article. And you should see the headline where it says Diddy wants acquittal or new trial, says Fed's definition of prostitute is wrong. And baby, y'all are just gonna I could just hear I could just hear the eyes rolling across the nation, honey. Everybody just did a collective sigh and an eye
Now
roll.
he want to redefine prostitution. Oh Lord.
Oh, but girl, wait till we get into it. You're gonna be like, really, nigga? Really? But what I guess when your freedom is on the line, you're gonna throw everything to see what sticks. But this, wow. Anyway, so Diddy is firing back at federal prosecutors who are opposed to throwing out his conviction on Mann Act charges in his criminal case. He says Uncle Sam is using the wrong definition of prostitute to prosecute him under the Mann Act and says he deserves, at minimum, a new trial. In new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Diddy's legal team takes shots at the feds as they try to make the case for Judge Arun Sabramian to change Diddy's Mann Act conviction to an acquittal or give him a new trial. Diddy says prosecutors are using the modern definition of prostitution to apply the Mann Act, a federal law that was enacted way back in 1910 when it was also known as the White Slave Traffic Act. So again, this was the Mann Act was a federal law that was enacted back in 1910, and back then it was known as the White Slave Traffic Act. His defense says the court should be using the 1910 definition of prostitution, not the 2025 definition. And Diddy says back in 1910, a prostitute was a woman who had sex outside of marriage. He says the Fed's position is that prostitution is sex for hire, but the old meaning when the statute was passed was much broader than that. Diddy says the feds didn't even really prove he paid male escorts to have sex with his girlfriends. And he's once again arguing the men were paid for their time. He also again says he's just a warrior and claims that that's kosher. The defense says the court should grant an acquittal in Diddy's case or at least a new trial. As you know, Diddy was acquitted July 2nd of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, and a jury only found him guilty on two lesser charges of transporting people for the purposes of prostitution under the Mann Act. We broke the story. Diddy filed a motion a couple of weeks after the verdict came down, asking for an acquittal or a new trial. Prosecutors opposed it, and now Diddy is firing back and doubling down. The clock is ticking here, and Diddy is set to be sentenced on October 3rd, as we know. So,
You know what? I see a little bit of a crumb. I see he is trying to scrounge up that little bit of. He was trying to eat with that one. He had a snack.
just a little bit of a snack, but you know what? This is how you know the money he's getting his money's worth when it comes to that defense team because they are. Who would think of something like that? Oh, well, let's go back all the way to the 1910s and look at what prostitution was defined at back then. Maybe we should apply that to this case because you shouldn't use the 2025 definition. You should use the 1910 version of prostitution, which back then was a woman who had sex outside of her marriage.
Yeah, they trying to work. That's hilarious. Look, fighting for your freedom. I can't knock them people for trying to do what they need to do.
Hmm. And he will learn his fate in less than a month. It's October 3rd, so it's still in the back of my mind what Judge Mathis said because his predictions of everything that has happened about the case so far have been on point. So he says that he's sees Diddy probably getting about 5 to 10 years after all of this. So we'll see.
And I'm sure he look, he don't want. I wouldn't want to be in there either. Um, hey, sorry you've been a piece of shit all this time and you didn't think you could be touched. Well, sorry.
Hmm. Well, does anybody want to add anything else about this 1910s prostitute before we go to the next story?
Nah.
Baby, this next story. So remember you remember yesterday when we were talking, oh, she helped me during this film and she was
Hold
a
on,
big
Auntie. You
love
went. There was a big gap and I lost your sound.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. So remember how yesterday we discussed Paris Jackson and Coleman Domingo, and Coleman Domingo said that Paris was very helpful, for his role as of Joe Jackson for the upcoming Michael Jackson movie biopic that's coming out, and
Oh.
he was like Paris Jackson was very helpful. She gave notes. We want to make this the most authentic the experience of Joe. I want to be able to portray him accurately and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paris Jackson, honey, got wind of what Coleman Domingo said, and she said, "Boy, bye." And
Oh.
yes, honey, my favorite tourist actually brought this to my attention immediately yesterday after the show, and I said, "Well, wait a minute, we just talked about." Well, I have this Billboard article, and y'all should see where it says here: Paris Jackson refutes Coleman Domingo's claim she was helpful for Michael Jackson biopic, and says to leave me out of it.
Look, she said I was trying to help you in secret. Don't put my name in it.
Well, not exactly that. It seems like she don't want to be a part of it at all.
Mm.
Yeah. So, Paris Jackson is speaking up after Coleman Domingo reportedly indicated that she was in support of an upcoming Michael Jackson biopic, from which she clarified she actually distanced herself after finding the script to be dishonest. In a
Oh.
Yep. In a series of Tuesday, September 2nd posts on her Instagram story, the singer songwriter tagged the Euphoria actor and wrote, "Don't be telling people I was helpful on the set of a movie I had 0% involvement in. LOL. That is so weird." She said,
Oh,
I read one of my, she said, I went on to say, I read one of the first drafts of the script and gave my notes about what was dishonest. Didn't sit right with me, she continued. When they didn't address it, I moved on with my life. And this is the part I really didn't care for what she said. She said, "Not my monkey, not my circus." Mm, okay.
well,
So,
yeah, it gets a little dicey coming from a white woman.
exactly. So, Billboard has reached out to Domingo's reps for comment. The post comes in response to the Four Seasons star telling People that Paris has been helpful in the making of the biopic about her famous father, adding that she and her brother, Prince Jackson, were very much in support of our film. The publication has since updated the story to remove Domingo's claim about Paris being helpful. Domingo is set to play Michael's father and former manager Joe Jackson in the upcoming film. In follow up videos on her story, the actress shared more about her feelings surrounding the project, as well as biopics in general. "It's Hollywood, it's Fantasyland, it's not real," she told followers, "but it's sold to you as real. The narrative is being controlled," she continued, "and there's a lot of inaccuracy and there's a lot of just full blown lies. At the end of the day, that doesn't really fly with me. I don't really like dishonesty. I spoke up. I wasn't heard. I fucked off." That said, Paris emphasized that fans of her dad should feel free to enjoy the movie once it comes out. "Y'all are gonna like the fucking movie," she added. "So just go watch it, go enjoy it, do whatever. Leave me out of it." As of now, Antoine Fuqua's Michael is expected to hit theaters in April of 2026, though the film has been subject to multiple delays. In November 2024, it was pushed back 6 months for a scheduled release in late 2025, after which it was once moved again to a later date. According to reports, the delays were due to extensive reshoots necessitated by decades old legal agreements that barred any dramatic portrayal of the family of Jordan Chandler, who in the 1990s accused the King of Pop of molesting him when he was a preteen. Michael, who died in 2009, was never convicted or held legally liable on any accusation of child molestation, and his estate has always vehemently denied all such claims. So yeah, child, I'm definitely looking forward to this movie. But
Mm,
ooh, child, this is
okay.
messy.
I mean, how many times we know what happened? Most of us lived through the whole Jackson situation and seen all kind of films. I mean, me and you alone know more about the Jacksons before Paris. What is she, who, I'm sorry. That's weird to me, but I mean, I guess she was there for some of it.
Was she
And
there
what happens?
though? Like, cause from what I know,
I
she was
mean,
like living with the mama.
no, well, I don't know. I don't know, but to me, I'm like, why are you asking her? She wasn't, by the time she came along, all the people that was under Joe's thumb was grown and wasn't, I don't know. We could have did without the white woman. And why they ain't say nothing about Blanket? Where Blanket at?
That's a good question. Blanket ain't got time for that foolishness, honey. He
His little
Blanket.
white kids.
Hmm. Hey, Libra Queen.
Hey y'all, I absolutely agree with Moon. We know more about Joe Jackson and his shenanigans than that white lady do, and also, she better tread real light and real carefully with the monkey aspect because again, I don't care what you say you are, what you look like, and what we know you to be is a white woman. So tread light, okay?
And I
Exactly.
mean, and she coming out speaking exactly like a whole Karen. I was like, you moved into your little era. Okay, girl.
Just like Jocelyn Hernandez said on the real honey. I mean, let's be real. She's a white girl. Now she's a beautiful white girl, but she's a white girl.
Oh, bingo bango. That's it right there.
Well, does anybody want to add anything about this white woman or Coleman Domingo before we go to the next story?
Only thing, I haven't known Coleman to Domingo to be a liar, but maybe he embellished a little bit. But I don't see why he would just bold-faced lie like that and put it on her.
Or maybe that one note that she gave was extremely helpful to him. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, so you trying to say Coleman Domingo is a liar, like a full-fledged, like just lie? Hmm. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, he is a man. Yeah.
True. It's true.
Look, even when I tell people that, even though I try to be as real as possible, even don't even listen to everything I say, because technically, at the end of the day, I'm still a man. So,
Sometimes it comes out.
uh, well, speaking of men, honey, y'all remember Keith D, the man who was he's currently awaiting trial for his role in the Tupac murder. So,
Oh, that older guy? Okay, yes.
No. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
No,
I
I
think I
don't know
heard
who that
something
is.
about it. Mm.
yes, well, Keith D is currently in jail, or in prison rather, and he's awaiting trial for his role in the murder of Tupac because he was investigated and all of that, and he wrote a memoir back in 2019, I believe. But now he actually just got a prison sentence for something that don't even have anything to do with Tupac. And I have this hot new hip hop link. Y'all should see where I shared. Keith D receives prison sentence for fighting with another inmate. And I actually found this story to be a little interesting because he says some things I kind of agree with what he's saying. So Keith D has been sentenced to 16 to 40 months behind bars after getting into a fight with another inmate in December of 2024 as he awaited trial for his alleged role in the killing of Tupac. He and the other person allegedly exchanged blows before guards could use pepper spray to put an end to the scuffle. Keith heard the sentence in court on Tuesday. While appearing in court for the incident, he described it as a setup. He explained, "This is wrong. I got attacked. My parents brought me up to protect yourself, and that's all I was doing, protecting myself. This is totally wrong." He will get credit for the 224 days already served since he was charged for the fight. As for the killing of Tupac, Keith D's trial was recently delayed from March of 2025 to February of 2026. His lawyers had requested the delay in order to further prepare the case, to further prepare their case and conduct more witness interviews. Prosecutors have accused him of allegedly organizing the drive-by shooting that resulted in the legendary rapper's death back in 1996 in Las Vegas. Authorities originally arrested him in 2023. He has already pled not guilty to the charge. Back in March, Keith D spoke publicly for the first time since his arrest. Sitting down with ABC News at the Clark County Detention Center, he proclaimed his innocence. "I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody. Never did kill nobody," David said at the time. "I'm supposed to be out there enjoying my twilight at one of my fucking grandson's football games and basketball games. Enjoying life with my kids." He added that he's a good man. He also discussed his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, claiming that his co author took artistic liberties with his life story. "I've never read the book," he said. "I just gave him details of my life, and he went and did his little investigation and wrote the book on his own." So, yeah, so from that fight that happened in December of 2024, he was finally sentenced to 16 to 40 months for that fight, and as he awaits trial for his role in Tupac's murder, allegedly, allegedly.
Okay, I got a couple questions.
Yes.
Why is anyone doing a memoir or writing a book about you? Why? Who are you?
He's a
And
Compton Street legend. Let me stop.
mm-mm. So, buddy, I mean, I know you're trying to get you an argument together, but you thought you was gonna get you a little payday being slick. There's no statute of limitations on murder. That is open forever. So now you're bumping your gums. Now you're gonna go to jail in your twilight years because you thought you was gonna get some money off of the situation. Oh well, dummy. Who does that?
Mm, But yeah, so two things can be true though. I do think he was set up though, because especially with all that noise about him having something to do with Tupac's death, and Tupac has many fans to this very day. So hey, my other favorite Libra, Hammy. Go ahead, Libra
Hi,
Queen.
Annie.
I just need to understand, how do you allow someone to write a co-write a book with you and you don't read it if it's about, oh, he can't read? Is, I don't know. They couldn't audio book, they couldn't audio, oh,
But
okay.
but
My bad.
but even come on, quit. Like, who are you? Why do we even want to read a book about you? Like, what?
But I just, even still, because people do things. They just do whatever. They gonna self publish something. I just really want to know, why do you didn't you weren't gonna read the material? No, it's about you. You don't care what
Yeah,
being
I
said
believe
about
he.
you.
I believe he knew. That's just what he trying to run with now. Play ignorant,
Hmm.
like it wasn't me. It was them taking liberties. Sir,
And I
why would
also was
anybody be? Go ahead.
no, I was also gonna say, I was trying to figure out how he ended up in prison when he should be in jail, but I now see why. This is a pattern of criminality, I guess.
Hmm.
Made that for him, Mr. Twilight Man.
Well, does anybody want to add anything else about this Mr. Twilight Man before we go to the next story?
No, he going to jail. He gonna be the fall guy for Tupac's murder if he did or didn't. Oh well, shouldn't have been trying to bump your guns.
Hmm.
What's that theme song? Read a book, read a book, read a
Hey,
motherfucking book, read
hey,
a book.
hey. That was my jam, honey. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your goddamn teeth. Hey, baby, you done brought back some memories, honey. Well, speaking of Tupac, while we're still talking about him, do y'all remember how Drake just recently bought his death row chain? Because Drake is a fucking weirdo. And so I actually have this video clip from Lauren LaRosa's podcast, her podcast, The Latest. She actually interviewed Tupac's brother, Mopreem Shakur. And he has I actually wasn't interested to see what anybody had to say about Drake buying Tupac's chain until now. I certainly wanted to hear what Tupac's brother had to say about it. So let's just let me get this Instagram clip and let me share my screen. Oh, now it's making me log in. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be back. Let me log in real quick. That should tell you how often
No
I
problem. You ain't never in there, child. Ain't never.
I told y'all I get overstimulated, honey. I'll be wanting to see all that.
You know, Tech be talking to us now. Come on now, do better.
I know. He need to bring his fucking ass back to Twitter. I tell you that.
Yo, he do. Look, he made Well famous. Well, look, I'll be using that.
Hmm.
Shout out to Cup.
And shit, now I gotta remember my damn password for this Instagram. I'm gonna try. I always say I'm gonna try to use Instagram more often, but let me just stop lying to myself. I ain't using that shit.
But I'm gonna need you to remember it and then save it, so then that way you know how this problem no more.
Right? Yep, because I had to change my password like 2 weeks ago because of like a breach or something like that. So now I had to.
Yeah, I have somebody I think trying to attempt to log into my Instagram, so I had to change mine recently, like a few days ago. Oh God.
Hmm. Okay, now we're back. Let me share my screen. We're logged in. We're good to go. And let's see what Mopreem Shakur has to say to Lauren LaRosa.
Need to think more about his moves, because they would make people pose other questions. Because I just saw an interview with him in London talking about London got the best rappers. London rappers are better than American rappers. So why are you so seeking after the king of raps? You know, jewels, literal jewels. Gets in this thing with Kendrick. I mean, Kendrick got a Pulitzer, so I thought that was a bad move. And then AI's my brother, um, and then you would pose the question: if England has the best rappers, why are you doing this? So I don't know. I'm just an observer. My name Bennett. I ain't in it, but I think the family should have all the Pops things. Me personally, but things don't always work out that way. But my personal opinion, that's what I feel. Yeah, man, my man need to think more about his moves because they would make people pose other questions. Because I just saw an interview with him in London talking.
Okay, that was the extent of the interview. So he was like, yeah, he needs to kind of take a pause and think about what he's doing. I just saw you talk about how you feel that London rappers are better than American, but here you want to sit here and buy all the shit from Black American rappers and stuff like it's weird as fuck. Drake is weird.
And again, proving Kendrick to be 1000% right. Like, we kept giving him a pass. He was, making bops out here. I'm not going to say he wasn't making bops, but now you are totally being exactly what he said you were. Yeah, why would you say that? That London rappers, who, what? You just still saucy that you got your ass whooped in a battle that you wasn't prepared for. Your ego thought you was going to be a Pulitzer Prize winner. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry,
We
Yeah.
like Drake with the melodies. We don't like Drake when he act tough.
that part.
Amen.
Look, and we have a comment saying, "quote unquote," Drake is weird, is newsworthy. Well, yes. Well, I don't want to say it's newsworthy, but I think we need to have a daily reminder because some people forget, and a lot of people have short attention spans. And this, honestly, to be completely honest, this man has too many Black American fans who need to reevaluate that. To be honest, like I'm not even trying to be funny when I say that. Y'all need to really evaluate why you're in a fandom of this white lady essentially. Like Drake is a white woman. I don't give a fuck. So,
And I
but
want it on record that yes, we acknowledge the fact that his dad is a Black American man, but he was absolutely raised by a single Jewish mother in Canada. He is not of the culture. He may have lineage from the culture, but he is not of the culture.
at all, he literally had a bar
That part.
mitzvah.
That part. And like you said, totally acts. He acts just like probably his mother. I'm sure he's got all the mannerisms down and everything.
hmm Down to the litigation, hun. Down to being litigious. Let me just sue shit. When things don't go my way, let me just sue like a white woman. Let me just sue this motherfucker, hun.
I mean, he could have just played dead and it would have just stopped. But he had to keep pushing and keep pushing. Well, you finna find out. And you did. And he exposed you for who you are, the white woman that you are. I'm
hmm
sorry. That's what it is. And each day you keep trying to get up and fight with some weird ass shit. It just shows how whack you really are. Yeah. To the point where I can't really listen to his music anymore. Like, I'm sorry, buddy, you are you done made it worse.
You are so right. Because even that last album, now I will lie, because of Sexy Red, I gave, Rich Baby Daddy a listen, and I was here for that. Because, who thinks of things like Bend That Ass Over, Let That Coochie Breathe? Like, I was all up on top of that. But honestly, everything else, like, that came with that album, he definitely don't have the juice he used to have. Especially, like, when it first mixtape Drake, and then, like, because, like, just like Moon's. They said we have a comment trying to read me, y'all. But yeah, his music and this latest shit that he just came out with, like the shit that's been playing on the radio. Oh my god, what is that? It sounds horrible. It sounds depressing. Like, whatever. Fuck that. Anybody else want to add anything about that white lady, that Canadian white lady, before we go to the next story? Well, well, speaking of that Canadian white lady, somebody he used to beef with, Meek Mill. Now, Meek Mill actually. Now, first of all, before I start talking about him, are y'all familiar with the that young guy I Show Speed, who's like a really famous streamer? Like I only
No,
know.
no, I'm not.
Okay. Well,
One time I know who it is. I know him. Sort of.
I
Uh-oh.
I'm familiar. Ooh,
I
I
kind of
was.
figured you would because he's very popular. I see him on my timeline all the time.
And what's
But
his
I know
name
who
again?
he. I know who. I speed. I something speed. Speedy something. But I know, sort of.
Wait, Speedy, the little light skinned dude that be interviewing people?
He's not light skinned. He black. I speedy. He's
Oh,
Wait,
been
light
doing a
skin is
tour in
black.
Asia. He was doing
yep.
a tour in Asia and he was getting
Is he the one that
racist.
interviewed Glorilla?
No,
No,
he's the one who jumped. He wait, did he?
No, no,
no.
no. I'm
I Show
trying to get
Speed
the
never
names
interviewed
together.
Glorilla.
Oh,
So
okay,
He's
first
the
of
okay,
one
okay.
who
all,
Wrong Speedy.
his name is
Wrong
he
I
raced
Speedy.
Show
Noah.
Speed.
He raced
Okay,
Noah.
okay. Okay, okay, okay.
Oh,
Well, I brought his name up because the reason that I Show Speed I brought it up because Meek Mill actually just invited him to Dream Chasers, and I have this link here from All Hip Hop, and he just gifted him with a chain. Hopefully Drake doesn't buy this one. So y'all should see. I have this All Hip Hop article. Meek Mill welcomes I Show Speed to Dream Chasers with $200,000 chain.
Oh,
And if you look at the thumbnail, gorgeous, he's the one. Well, you know who Meek Mill is, I'm
yes,
sure,
the
but he's
dark
the
skinned
one.
one. I just
Uh
Googled
huh.
him. Yes, I've never heard. Okay, okay. I just heard Speed and I didn't know. I thought it was the Speedy guy, but okay.
Well, Meek Mill made headlines in Philadelphia after presenting I Show Speed with a $200,000 diamond encrusted chain, officially
Ooh,
welcoming the streamer into the Dream Chasers fold during a live broadcast of Speed's cross country tour. The Dream Chasers founder surprised the 20-year-old internet star with a custom piece featuring a dream catcher motif and over 100 carats of VVS diamonds.
wow.
Okay. The moment unfolded during I Show Speed's stop in Meek's hometown, part of his ongoing Speed Does America live stream tour. I Show Speed is officially part of Dream Chasers now, Meek Mill said while handing over the chain during the live stream. The chain presentation served as a symbolic handoff between generations. Meek, who rose to fame in the early 2010s, acknowledged a shift in influence from rap veterans to digital creators. If you under 21, we was the ones that's out here rocking and rolling, chasing dreams. What we got to follow y'all now, Meek said. I dropped I'm a Boss in 2012. How old was you? Speed said I was 7. I got to do my just due to get back to the young bulls, Meek added. I just got chased by 3 helicopters, 13 cop cars to get here. But we here, man. Meek's gesture not only elevated I Show Speed's status in the music world, but also emphasized the merging of online personalities with traditional rap circles. The Philadelphia visit included stops at Pat King's Estates, the Eagles NovaCare Complex, and the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. The tour is part of I Show Speed's marathon 35-day live stream, which began August 28th and spans 25 states with no scheduled breaks. The trek includes stops in states such as California, Texas, Florida, Michigan, and New York. Influencers like Mr. Beast have already teased appearances with the potential collaboration hinted at during the North Carolina leg. I Show Speed's tour continues through late September, marking his most ambitious streaming project to date. So yeah, shout out to him. That's pretty cool. Giving him and even though so we have a comment, Meek Mill, child, who cares? I'm gonna be completely honest, I do. And I love even though Meek Mill can be as corny as all get out because he has said some very, very corny things, especially on that Twitter. But what I appreciate here is the fact that he is knowing that he's one of the unks now. He said he's 38 years old. He knows he has a generation of people that, kind of, well, I ain't gonna say look up to him, but he knows he has to do the work and be a leader and be a mentor to these young guys. So I think this is very symbolic. So we may not like it, but it's a lot of I Show Speed has a lot of followers. He has millions and millions of followers and people who look up to him. So I think this is a good look,
I
personally.
do. I do too. Meek is a cornball. Um, Most dudes are, not gonna lie. A lot of dudes do way corny things, cringy, corny things, and he ain't. Um, you know, I can't even think of the word, but anyways, yeah, he gets into the corny, and that's okay. And
Mhm.
him, big upping and pulling in a young, and that's a good move. I'm sorry, like, yeah, streamers are becoming very, fluent, and kids are watching them and love them, so they're making a lot of money. So that's a good investment for him. I see. And he's investing in a young black man. It's great.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
And Meek was in. He's never gonna live down eating fries in his lap in the pool. He's never gonna live that down. He's corny.
Look, his immune system probably better than all ours, honey, because he mixed them fries with that chlorine, honey. So it's he probably fighting germs as we speak. Well, does anybody want to add anything about Corny Meek Mill or I Show Speed before we go to the next story?
Just that Meek Mill knew how to take a loss, sit down, and come back.
That is very true. That's very
Hmm.
true. He took that like he took it to the chin and went on about his business.
And then came back, and he can make music, and we still. I mean, he corny, but he has a corny personality, and that's fine.
Let me go
But
Google his zodiac sign. Let me see.
Google it. What is it?
Let's see. Meek Mill. His birthday is May 6th. Lord, he is a Taurus.
Uh-oh, Will is gonna gag. Gag. You hear me? Gag.
Yes, honey. Well, our next story, y'all know I don't really like to talk politics unless it's like juicy. And sure enough, these next two things are definitely politics related, but they're also very well. One of them is a very juicy story. The other one is just like, girl, really. So, anyway, the first thing I want to talk about: Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell, honey, they are still going at it. And you know what? I love the mess. I just love that these two have this beef that they refuse to let go. And I love that Rosie never backs down with his goofy ass. But y'all should see I just shared a TMZ link, and you see the headline says Donald Trump giving serious thought to revoking Rosie O'Donnell's U.S. citizenship. Child. she done pissed him off so bad. He said, "Oh, you know what, bitch? Stay in Ireland since you want to talk so much."
And she's
What?
like, and will.
Mm-hmm. Well, Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell are sparring on social media yet again. This time after the press reminded followers that he's given serious thought to revoking the actress's U.S. citizenship. He reignited their feud on Truth Social Wednesday, posting an unflattering photo of his enemy while telling supporters she is not a great American and is, in my opinion, incapable of being so. Child. Rosie clapped back, telling Donald Trump Succession character Logan Roy would be proud. Now, I don't watch that show, so I don't get the reference. So she went on, I'm the distraction. Epstein survivors are the reckoning, and your gold lame throne is melting. Rosie's response referred to the Jeffrey Epstein victims who gathered at Capitol Hill on Wednesday alongside a mix of lawmakers to demand more transparency and the release of more files in regard to Epstein and his criminal circle. She had also shared several posts in support of the push throughout the day. Many people believe Trump's name is listed as a client of Epstein's in the infamous files, though David Schoen, one of Epstein's lawyers, said the late sex offender had no dirt on him. Lying. Anyway, as you know, the League of Their Own Actress and 47 have gone at each other's throats on social media for months, with Trump first threatening to take away her citizenship in July. Rosie moved to Ireland just ahead of Trump's inauguration this year and is in the process of obtaining her Irish citizenship as she has Irish grandparents. In March, she said she would consider returning to America when it is safe for all citizens to have equal rights. So, that last line is just kind of like, well, so we have a comment saying he can't do that exactly, but he thinks he can, and honestly, who's going to stop him if he wants to? Real, who's going to stop him? If he wanted to sit here and say, "I want to take away Rosie O'Donnell and any other bitch who don't like me, take away their U.S. citizenship," especially with them not being here right now, nobody's going to bat an eye because they let that ugly motherfucker do what he wants to do. He has the complexion for the protection. Nobody fights back. Even got the Supreme Court in his pocket. So he can do. Look, she's right. This is a distraction from Epstein. Yep, it most certainly is, and we know that. But like, it's just it just pisses me off so bad. But let me get back to this last line in this where she says in March she said she would consider returning to America when it's safe for all citizens to have equal rights, and this is why white liberals tend to get on my fucking nerves. Because you sit there now, you have the money, the privilege to leave a situation because you don't like it, and now you're saying you'll think about returning, honey, when it's safe for all. So you mean you gonna just get somebody else to do it? Let the black people, let the let the non-white people fight for everybody's rights, and then when it's safe, I'll come back. Let me not do anything. Let me not use my privilege to stay here and fight for equal rights. No, let me just move over to Ireland and get an Irish citizenship because I got Irish grandparents, even though I'm a whole lesbian with a smart. Let's keep it real. Rosie O'Donnell is smart, and she has been for a very long time. But that I hate that. I hate it. And a lot of people, a lot of white celebrities who are liberal, quote unquote, are doing the same thing. They're using their money and their privilege to take it elsewhere and just wait for somebody else to fix the problem in America. And it pisses me smooth off. So let's see. We have a comment distraction because Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre's memoir is coming out with her list. Oh, I know that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Virginia Giuffre. Yep.
Giuffre, thank you. I was gonna tell her last name up.
I know. God, rest in peace, because she was the warrior that started getting the ball rolling on Jeffrey Epstein. And in my belief, um, they should be the ones on the front lines. Their people put us in this predicament, and so they need to fix it before we even get out there. Because we already been shedding blood for hundreds of years. Y'all do y'all job. Y'all broke it. You fix it. That's my stance on that. And then we'll come help later. But y'all need to do the work.
That part. That part. I'm tired of it. And they just do it. Who else just did it? Who else just moved? I forgot where she moved to, but Robin Wright, the woman who famously played Jenny on Forrest Gump, she just moved somewhere because of the administration. And it's like, y'all get on my fucking nerves doing that shit. What about the people who got to stay here and actually fight? Oof, y'all privilege and money could be used could be used to do great things in the fight for equality. But no, you want to take that shit elsewhere, build up another country's economy. Like, it just this pisses me the fuck off. White liberals are never beating the allegations, honey. I'll tell you that. Well, does anybody want to add anything about Rosie or Trump before we go to our next piece of political news?
No.
Well, this next piece of tea, honey, we won't even spend too much time on it because it is so fucking ridiculous that I even had to child. So Tucker Carlson, child, he says Pete Buttigieg is fake gay.
And how would he be the determining factor
It's
of
from
that?
say this is listen, because I just have to say, straight people, straight men especially, seem to think about gay sex way more than gay people do. And it's really weird. So, y'all should see where I have this TMZ link here. Tucker Carlson says Pete Buttigieg isn't gay. He has very specific sex questions. So, let me just play this video clip of. And I'm sorry to have to subject y'all to a little bit over a minute of Tucker Carlson, but this shit is so ridiculous that y'all gonna be shaking y'all head. Let me get it here.
My
Oh,
question
maybe
is,
if I
how would Tucker know? Like, how do you, Mr. Straight Man, how would you know he stayed gay? Hmm?
because one of them log cabin gays sucked his dick, honey. Allegedly, allegedly. Don't even get me started on them F words. But yeah, let's see what Pete what Tucker Carlson has to say about Pete Buttigieg.
It's happening around the country. I'll give you Pete Buttigieg. I don't know Pete Buttigieg.
The fake gay guy?
I have a friend who thinks he's a fake gay. Or is his
Yeah,
favorite
my gay producer was always like, he's not gay. He was with a girl like 20 minutes ago, and like he wants to be the Democratic nominee. It's like time for a gay guy.
It's playing the long game. I mean, that's going down. Look.
Well, it's suffering for your art. I'll say that.
Look, just because I don't know him, I know 100 Pete Buttigieg's. I know this character, and he went to the elite school, and then he goes to McKinsey, and then he does the checks. And I think,
and find some benighted Midwestern town that he can just like become mayor of.
Plop, I'm a mayor now. Talk about I was talking to a big Democrat figure, and he said, say what you will about Pete, he's the greatest careerist we've ever seen. You're mayor of this tiny town, you become the Secretary of Transportation.
No, but of course, but the town kind of sucks. Actually, he didn't do a good job. He didn't have the college. But I've always wanted to interview him. He's never agreed to interview. But I'm going to ask him like some very specific questions about gay sex and see if he can even answer. I doubt he even knows.
Where does?
Yeah, no, totally.
I don't know.
I'm not gay, dude. Stop.
Very specific questions about gay sex. Are you kidding me? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
How would you know whether he was right or wrong, sir? How would you know that?
Like, it is fucking weird. Y'all are weird as fuck. And they hate being called weird, but do weird shit like this. Are you kidding me?
For the party that is the most closeted gay population right now, the nerve, the nerve, the nerve, the nerve. Y'all broke Grinder twice in 1 week. Please.
I'm tired of it. I want them to leave us alone.
Us, I mean, collective us. I want the gays, the girls, the blacks, the women. I need them to go away.
Look, I remember
supposedly heterosexual men, Republican men, are the worst thing next to Karens.
Girl, don't even get me started. Don't even. But this fake gay thing, it's like, do people really? Now people pretend being straight all the time, but do people really? Do y'all know of anybody that pretended to be gay? I just think that ideas with so much persecution of what for anything, like anybody.
I mean, not outside of a TV role or a movie, no.
Right.
Like as a lifestyle, no. I've never seen that.
I don't think these kind of things happen. It's just too much negativity that comes with societal negligence or negativity that's put on gay people. So I don't see why anybody would want to willingly put that on them if they're not really gay. Like, it just doesn't. Because I asked that question because I remember me and some people were having a conversation about Lil Nas X when he had first came out, and a lot of people didn't believe that he was really gay. And I'm like, well, what does he need to do? Does he need to suck a dick in front of y'all for you to believe him? Like, why would he pretend to be that and he's not? So I don't get it. It could be something that happens. I've never seen it, and I don't understand why it would happen. But hey, go ahead, Libra Queen.
And just to play the devil's advocate, even if he wasn't gay, even if he was quote unquote being seen with a woman, who's to say that he's not bisexual? Who's to say he's not on the queer spectrum? Like, why are you in his business? Don't do that. Mind your own business. Thank you.
Exactly. I don't care about who he's sleeping with. What I do care about is why he was eating a cinnamon roll like it was a chicken wing. That shit still boggles my mind to this day. Like, why were you holding it like that, sir? That is very weird.
Exactly. I am with Libra Queen here. Why do we care about his tallywhacker? Nobody cares. And that just proved to me Tucker might be really the queen. He is trying to point, he's really the one. And that's how he can judge if somebody else is having gay sex is legitimate or not.
Because I'm still not over that. What do you mean you're going to ask him some specific questions about gay sex? First of all, where are you getting these questions from your producers? And just like what Gorgeous Moon said, how do you know if these questions, how do you know if he's answering truthfully or not? Like, you would have had to have some gay sex to. Let's see. We have a comment. I don't care who no white man is sleeping with, just as long as it is with me or children. I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, that's that on that, hun. And shit. Does anybody want to talk about Pete Buttigieg or that weirdo Tucker Carlson before we go to the next story?
His last name really just bothers me.
Well, he can't help that. Maybe he should I was gonna say maybe he should shorten it, but then they're probably shorten it to Pete Butt, and then he just we don't. Well, y'all, this story, I actually wanted to talk about it yesterday, but my stupid ass, when I was show prepping, I forgot to put the link to this story onto my notepad to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it today. But tall ass, honey, that is a Guinness World Record holder for being the tallest R&B singer, standing at 6'8", honey. But he's actually been going through some cancer battles. And I remember reading a story that said that he beat like his cancer was in remission, but he actually clarified that that's not true. So let me just get this TMZ link that I wanted to share yesterday. Apologies. And we're going to watch a quick video of him talking to TMZ about his journey. So you should see where it says here, Montel Jordan clarifies he's not cancer-free, says it's still a process. And let me share my screen. Oh, looks like it was blank for y'all. Let me try to share that again. There we go. All right, now we're gonna watch his fine ass. I could watch his fine ass talk all day, honey.
I am very happy to hear that you are 1 year cancer free. How are you doing?
Doing great. Not accurate. Long story. More to share though. The social media and spaces are saying that I'm 100, that I'm cancer free. I'm not. I had my surgery in November of 2024, and I'm now only 9 months post surgery, and there's some more work that needs to be done. So my regular checkups, my advocacy, my awareness of my body and the things that are going on, screenings, all that I continued prior to the surgery and now, those are the things that have alerted me that there's some remaining things in my lymph nodes and in my prostate bed that need to be taken care of. So social media is running and saying, "Oh, you're cancer free. I haven't even had the surgery for a year yet." So hopefully everybody will be able to correct that and see that it is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. I am an ambassador for Zero Prostate Cancer, and together we're trying to help 100,000 men save their lives. And I'm not telling this story now from the other side of it, which would be great. I am telling the story from the midst of it, and so just super glad to be aware of what's going on in my life and to be able to share it with other men so that they can be here and have long lives for their family and their family legacy. I think that when it comes to prostate cancer, it is 99% treatable when detected early. And so from that standpoint, that's what I am definitely, as a cancer survivor. There are lots of different people who are navigating that journey. In particular, I'm a spokesman for prostate cancer specifically because I'm going through it and because it is treatable. And so, it is my prayer for anybody that's navigating with it, that they are healthy, that they have faith in God to help them make it through. But more than that, that they're getting themselves checked and doing the right things for their lives and their family. I'm filming a documentary right now while I'm in the midst of my cancer journey. It's called Sustain. And it's called, if you want to know more about it, the project, what we're doing, how we're shooting, what we're filming, how we're trying to get it done, you can go to sustainthemovie.com. I'm touring, I'm singing, I'm traveling around the world. I've been doing this from the cancer diagnosis all the way up through what I'm going through now. I've been doing everything I'm doing in life to fund the telling of this story. And so hopefully there's some other people out there who want to be a part of coming along this journey with me and helping support what we're doing. Sustainthemovie.com.
I see something I would like to sustain, honey, with his fine. Oh, he's so fine, honey. This man was sitting there talking about surgeries and cancers and all these serious things, honey. The only thing I could just keep thinking, oh, he's so damn fine, Lord. Good Lord, he's so fine. So, but yeah, this I'm glad he is. See, I love when, because the thing is, when it comes to black men, especially straight black men, I give y'all a lot of shit at time, but I truly care for y'all. You know, y'all are my brothers, my uncles, my family, my grandfathers and stuff like that. So I definitely want y'all to be okay. And the thing is, y'all know that black men tend to have this aversion with going to the hospital, getting things checked out. And what I love about is that he's speaking out about this. I think this is going to encourage a lot of straight black men to get, stay on top of their shit. Especially when they find like him, honey. But I will say this is going to sound so inappropriate. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say it. I was about to say something like very inappropriate. How I need to get my prostate checked, and I would love for Montel Jordan to do it, but I'm not going to do that. So, yeah. Does anybody want to add anything about this fine ass, tall ass R&B singer and his journey? I'm definitely going to look up that Sustained documentary because I would love to see that journey. We have a comment say he's already battling cancer. Leave him alone. Girl, fuck you. Well,
I hate that for him. He's always been like, just a stand-up guy through the stuff. I think he became an ordained minister. And he just always had a good personality. I hate that because even though if it's detected early, it's treatable, a lot of people never find it until it's just one of those that most people don't make it from, unfortunately.
he's an ordained minister, huh?
I
Dropping
think so.
love for
I think he
Jesus.
became one several years ago, if I'm not
Let me.
mistaken.
I'm about to go drop it low for Jesus, honey.
You,
I'm dropping over this. It's diabolical, Auntie. Let me put
so diabolic.
because I heard you sing it first. I was coming to tell you about yourself.
Oh,
And, and shout out to Montel's wife. What is his name? What's her name? Let me see. Montel Jordan's wife. I forget her name. Is it Sandy? Oh, Kristen Hudson. So shout out to Kristen Hudson, girl. You got that fine ass man on you, honey. And if y'all need a third, I am of it. Hit me up at auntie@auntiederek.com. Well, our next story. So Chill has actually brought this story to no, not this story. Sorry, that's the next story I'm gonna do after this one. But this story here, now this was a little crazy. So let me get this TMZ link here. Now y'all know this is a sports ball person, so I'm not too familiar with who he is, but I know he was an ex football player. So it says ex NFL LB, and I guess that stands for linebacker. Michael Barrow arrested after accidentally punching his wife. Cops say.
Well, okay. First of all, good job. Go ahead. I, I am proud of you for knowing what LB stands for. Look at the progress. Look at you. Okay.
Also proud of me. Yeah.
And Michael, and second of all, how do you accidentally? You know what? How you
So
accidentally and you get a
it
mug shot?
it definitely was an accident, but because it was from a fight, but his wife got hit in the process, and he didn't mean to.
Oh,
Oh, and we have a comment saying, "My baby is a man, bitch. I will sue you. Don't you ever put that shit out there like that in the universe again. You know I don't play like that." I don't play them games, girl. I am a lady, honey. Absolutely not. But
Drop it low for Jesus.
well, former NFL linebacker Michael Barrow, a second round pick in the 1993 draft, was arrested on Tuesday after cops say he inadvertently hit his wife during a wild family dispute at an airport. Fucking around at the airport, honey. I don't get it. Anyway, police documents TMZ Sport has obtained state the incident all started at around 9 p.m. on Monday, just outside of Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida. According to the docs, which are heavily redacted, Barrow and some of his family members had been involved in an argument on their way to the airport that escalated once they got to their terminal. Officers wrote in the incident report that someone taunted Barrow, and when the ex-New York Giant threatened to punch them, his wife Shelley stepped in to break things up. Unfortunately, the docs state, Barrow inadvertently struck Shelley in the face, which caused her to fall on the ground. Barrow then allegedly punched the person he had been quarreling with in the face with a closed fist. A wrestling match then ensued, cops wrote. Barrow was ultimately arrested and booked in a Broward County jail on a charge of battery. Court records show he issued a not guilty plea to the allegations on Wednesday. Barrow played for 4 different teams in his NFL career, including the Oilers, Panthers, Giants, and Cowboys. Prior to his tenure in the pros, he starred at the University of Miami, winning 2 national championships. In retirement, he worked as a coach, serving time on the Hurricane staff from 2007 2013, before working for the Seattle Seahawks from 2015 2017. And there's also an update to this story. Let's see what the update says. TMZ Sports has now obtained an unredacted copy of the incident report, and it states that it was Michael Barrow's minor son who the former linebacker had been quarreling with. According to the docs, Shelley wrapped herself around her and Barrow's child to try to calm him down, and then was inadvertently struck. The docs state Barrow's other older son witnessed his mom on the ground and Barrow punching his younger brother, so he raced in and wrestled with Barrow before the ex-New York Giant was ultimately arrested for his alleged behavior. So it looks like he was beating up. So initially, TMZ was telling the story because the information they had was redacted. So they told it like it was a stranger or someone that they were fighting with, but it looks like he was fighting his family in the airport. But the wife got hit in the face because he was fighting with his son. Ooh, child. The ghetto, honey. I don't know why people be fucking around at the airport. Y'all want to be put on the no-fly list so bad. I don't get it. If you listen, this is and I say this all the time. If you ever want to beat my ass, come find me at the airport, because that's going to be the only place. I will beat your ass in a church before I fight you in the airport. I'm not fucking around at the airport. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
I just want to touch and agree on that, because no, I fly too goddamn much. You think I know fly me? No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. No, hell no. Also, the ghetto at Hollywood International, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International. Why? Negroes. The Negroes need to do better. Anyways, also, it just reminded me, I was like, damn, he was part of the Ballin' Boys team. Them Ballin' Boys. Okay, yeah. But yeah. See, now, and I understand mama wanted to protect her son, but if he was wilding, you know what I'm saying? You know, let that man and them grown men's, because you know the teeny boppers nowadays, they think they grown, right?
Yes,
they be
Lord.
having them grown man strengths. Let them figure that out, or get the other brother to do it. Okay, so you won't fuck around out there, but will you fuck? See, why you in my business?
Okay.
Don't do that.
And honey, according to all them glory holes at them airports, honey, I don't think that gets you put on the no-fly list, but fighting surely does. It's crazy. Well, does anybody want to add anything about this before we go to the next story? Okay, well, this next story, now this is what Chill had brought to my attention. So another sports ball player, and I believe he's ex-NFL as well, but Michael Irvin. So he was actually talking to Shannon Sharp about his wife's early onset Alzheimer's. And this I felt so bad. It's just I hate that he's going through this, but he seems to, well, y'all can see for yourself. Let me just get a short clip and let me just get that here. And then I'm going to share my screen from, it was a Twitter that had this interview on it. Ugh, why? Ugh, X. It is Twitter. Elon just fucks up everything. Ugh. And they initially thought what she was going through was menopause. So let's see what he has to say.
A year and a half of testing, we find out it was early onset. With the support that she's given me over the years, she, if anybody, has earned the right to be in her home. Yes. You know what I mean? And no matter what, she will be in her home.
Does she recognize family?
And it's so funny you say that. For the first time about 3 months ago, and I promise you, man, in at least 7, 8 years before since she said it, she looked at me, she said, and I held her hands out, like, come here, baby. And she hadn't done that in, 7, 8 years. About 6 years ago, 6 years, 7 years ago, she came, we were in the room, and she looked at me like, what's this in my bed? And that's when I knew, yeah, I can't be in the room anymore. So I had to go to the other room. Because she was like, hey, who is this man in my bed? So yeah, she had to have her own room.
Damn. Sorry to hear that, Mike.
That is so sad, man. Up to the point where, first of all, when you heard he said, like, for the first time in like 8 years, she put out her arms to give him a hug, acknowledging it, or recognizing that was her husband. But before that, it was like he has to sleep in separate rooms. They have to sleep in separate rooms because she doesn't recognize him like that. I just hate anybody has to go through that. I know dementia and Alzheimer's is a motherfucker. It's a struggle. But whoo, honey, my heart goes out to him. So that's that on that, honey. Does anybody want to add anything to that story before we go to the next one?
It's really so sad, because ultimately you lose the person twice. I had it happen with my dad. And the second time when you lose them out of the physical body it's just a different type of grief. But losing them from the mind, like, hurts the worst, because you are physically here, you're physically a being, a body, but the connection is just miswired, if that makes sense. So yeah, prayers to him and his family, and hopefully they're doing the best with her treatment and care.
Yep.
And I'm really glad.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say I'm really glad that she's getting to stay at home, because a lot of people end up putting their loved one in a facility, in a nursing home.
Yep. That's exactly what happened. And I think because from what we've learned from this little clip, I'm just finding out who this man was as of this morning when I was show prepping. So because I don't know Michael Irvin from a Steve Irwin, honey, but he it looks like from what I've learned from this clip that they are taking the steps to like they are keeping her at home, which is usually recommended for people with Alzheimer's. And that he's made adjustments to go into another room to sleep, giving her space because she doesn't recognize him in bed. So I just hate he has to go through it, man. I hate she going through it. I hate he going him and their entire family. So my heart just goes out to them. And Quinn, I'm so sorry to hear about your experience. So Well, shout out to anybody having to care for someone with Alzheimer's, baby, or with dementia, because I know it is not easy. Well, speaking of Shannon Sharp, um, this next story about him and another sports ball player, Ray Lewis. So Ray Lewis, he made some comments that he feels that Shannon Sharp has changed, after a certain, after like he's changed after becoming famous, and Shannon Sharp actually responded to that. So I have this not all hip hop, Hollywood Unlocked article that talks about it here. And you should see where it says the headline: Shannon Sharp's response to Ray Lewis, insinuating that he changed after fame. When your boy was doing good, a lot of people didn't have a whole lot to say, is what Shannon said. So, former Baltimore Ravens teammates Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis are now at odds, and their feud has a sports world talking. These two NFL Hall of Famers once shared the field and secured a Super Bowl win with the Ravens back in 2001. But now it's comments from Lewis that sparked tension. On a now removed podcast, Ray Lewis had a lot to say about Sharp's career shift and media persona. I'm shocked at his content. I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route? I can't go that route. Never can go that route, Lewis said. The criticism came at a time when Sharp was already facing public pressure. He recently dealt with a sexual assault lawsuit that was settled but still led to his exit from ESPN and First Take. Despite building a powerhouse presence in sports, broadcasting, and podcasting, these setbacks made Sharp a target for both fans and peers. On his Nightcap podcast with Chad Ochocinco Johnson, Sharp didn't throw shade back at Lewis. Instead, he made it clear he wanted to be the bigger man. I got nothing to say because a lot of things you tolerated. I'm going to go ahead and say my thing. Whatever transpired, I'll bite my tongue. I'll be the bigger person. I'll walk away. Hey, you right, because you know why, Ocho? It's low-hanging fruit, Sharp said. Either way, Sharp then leaned into a more reflective moment. There are a lot of people taking shot at your boy. You all can have it. You all got me, he continued. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to be all right, Ocho. We're going to be all right. Everybody wants to pile on. Everybody wants to jump on now. We got him down, Ocho. We got him down. Hey, let me get my lick now. Everybody wants to get a lick because when your boy was doing good, a lot of people didn't have a whole lot to say. Now everybody got something to say. His words show that instead of feeding into negativity, Sharp is choosing resilience. Sharp also addressed his exit from ESPN early this summer. Just like with Lewis, he kept his comments measured, choosing not to escalate the situation. While he didn't go into full detail, you could feel he was holding back from saying more. The silence speaks volumes. Whether it's Lewis or ESPN, Sharp has made it clear he's choosing to move differently in this stage of his career. He knows people are taking shots, but he's not giving them the energy they expect. This raises questions. Will other voices from Sharp's past come forward now? Will this criticism shift how fans see him, or will it only strengthen his influence in sports culture? I think the only thing that's gonna like change how fans see Shannon Sharp if he openly says that he's gay. Other than that, this man, this man have pretty much made a whole young white girl, probably done gave her generational wealth if you want to wake it up. Gave this whole little young white girl all because he wanted to be a creep ass motherfucker in the bedroom, and now he had to pay up. So if they were still sticking with him after that, then they probably, I don't think it's gonna take. It's probably gonna take a lot more. Maybe something like him being openly homosexual. That's it. And I don't think him and his, like Lunel said, him and his little dog can feel free to come out of the closet, but it'll probably it would definitely cause a career downfall for him. But other than that, no, I don't think anything else would make his fans rather turn on him. Well, that's that on that, child. Does anybody want to add anything about that old big tongue motherfucker before we go to the next story? Okay, well, this next story, y'all, and I got 3 more stories left, by the way. So this next story, I always knew, well, when Khalees and Bill Murray were allegedly dating, they have come out to say that they were not dating or whatever. But when it was rumored that everybody was like, "Oh, well, I like this is a good look for her. Get that money, girl." Da, da, da. I was just sitting back like, because because I read the news and I read about celebrities, and there were just some things that I read about Bill Murray that I didn't like, and I wanted to Khalees to stay far away from. Now Aziz Ansari, who has worked with him, is now coming out speaking about some things. And I found this to be very interesting. So let me get this link from y'all. So it's a People article. And you all should see the headline. Aziz Ansari breaks silence on Bill Murray 2022 misconduct allegations on set of their shelved film. He was devastated because that film got shelved. So, Aziz Ansari has broken his silence on the controversy surrounding Bill Murray, resulting from a 2022 incident that allegedly occurred during the production of Ansari's movie, Being Mortal. Speaking about Murray's alleged misconduct on the set of his film, Ansari, who's 42, told The Hollywood Reporter that the actor, who's 74, was devastated about the claims. He couldn't believe it happened. I think this meant a lot to him. Ansari added, I think this movie meant a lot more to him. It meant a lot to him. Ansari added of Murray. Murray was accused of misconduct by a younger female crew member in April of 2022, and he reportedly reached a settlement of just over $100,000 with that accuser that October. A report published at the time claimed that Murray straddled the woman on a prop bed and kissed her on the mouth through mask worn on the set for on-set COVID safety protocol. This incident resulted in an internal on-set investigation, and the Ansari-led project, which was being produced by the Disney-owned Searchlight Pictures, was ultimately suspended indefinitely. In a candid interview with the New York Times published in April, Murray said he felt barbecued by the experience, despite saying he had tried to make peace with the affected parties. I don't go too many days or weeks without thinking of what happened. I don't know what prompted me to do it, the Groundhog Day actor said. Well, I can tell you what prompted you because you were a predator. Allegedly. Anyway, it's something that I had done to someone else before, and I thought it was funny, and every time it happened, it was funny. I was wearing a mask, and I gave her a kiss, and she was wearing a mask. It wasn't like I touched her, but it was just I gave her a kiss through a mask. And she wasn't a stranger, Murray recalled, adding that he ate lunch with the person on various days of the week. When asked whether he thought he'd learned anything from the experience, the Ghostbuster star responded, "I think so. You could teach an old dog new tricks." But it was a great disappointment because I thought I knew someone and I did not, Murray added. I certainly thought I certainly thought it was light. I thought it was funny. To me, it's still funny. The idea that you can give someone a kiss with the mask on. It's still stupid. It's all it was. After production on Being Mortal halted amid the accusations against Murray, everybody's texting me, "Oh, Aziz, I'm so sorry." Ansari told the Hollywood Reporter in his recent interview. I said, "Oh God, I can't live this woe is me moment." Enter Good Fortune, Ansari's upcoming feature directorial debut that he also wrote and co-starred in with Seth Rogen and Keanu Reeves, who featured in the Hollywood Report issue alongside Ansari. Instead of wallowing in the wake of his canned project, I called Seth, Ansari told the outlet. I said, "Hey, I know you're supposed to be filming Being Mortal, so you're free today. This is a shitty day for me. If you want to help me, read this. Tell me if you want to do it." Also starring Keke Palmer and Sandra Oh, Good Fortune follows a well-meaning but rather inept angel named Gabriel who meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker, Ansari, and a wealthy venture capitalist, Rogan. Reeves, who's 61, plays Ansari's budget guardian angel. In the Hollywood Reporter interview, Rogan recalled, "We are saying as we were making it, if this movie does nothing else, I hope maybe people tip their DoorDash a little bit more after they watch it. Because one bad review, someone's annoyed that they didn't put the sauce in the thing, can really fuck your score up," he added. "We found very comedic ways to do it, but it's very real. And if you haven't really yet seen something from that person's perspective." Good Fortune premieres Saturday, September 6th at the Toronto International Film Festival and in theaters on October 17th. I probably won't see it until it's available to stream on Tubi, but good for him. And I'm glad he's finally getting his directorial debut. Or his but yeah, that's that on that. Bill Murray is a creep, and he didn't think that it still. You can even tell by that response he had in the interview. He don't think that anything that he did was wrong. He thought kissing somebody, even if they had a mask on, was funny, and he thought that he could do it with the girl just because they went to lunch together. Like, you creep ass creep. Ugh, old white men are annoying. Anyway, does anybody want to add anything about him before we go to the next story, child? We have a comment with a resounding no, honey. Well, y'all, this next story, Clarissa Shields, she actually has a message for the gays, honey. She said, "Don't tell her how to be a woman. You too busy trying to be one. I'm a woman, so I know I got it. I got this over here, bro." But let's see what she has to say in this little clip. I have this Instagram clip I'm going to share with y'all. Give me 1 second. Ooh, let me make sure we got sound.
Against gays, but y'all boys who want to be girls, okay, y'all leave me the fuck alone.
Refresh that so we can see it from the beginning.
Gays, but y'all boys who want to be girls, y'all leave me the fuck alone. Y'all shouldn't be saying nothing to me. What I should be wearing, how my hair should, or if my hair should be down, or if my hair should be up. Baby, that's not your business. Worry about your hair and your makeup and your clothes. But for y'all, listen, y'all cute as hell. Do y'all? But I'm cute in my own right. So I don't need y'all coming up over here to my world trying to tell me how I should be a woman, how I should be a girl. Stay in your motherfucking lane. Because yes, I get trolled by white people, black women, the dudes who want to be girls now, and then some of these boxer people. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole load of people that talking their little shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's some of y'all sending out more than others. Y'all sending out more than others. So y'all black women, y'all sending out like a fucking sore thumb. Do better. Do better. Y'all boys that want to be girls, whatever. Y'all listen, y'all cute. You T-boo. But keep that shit over there with you. Don't be coming to my world trying to tell me how I should talk and how I should dress and how I should wear my hair up or down. You know, and it's something I'm wearing for winter time or springtime. Don't worry about the woman that I am. Worry about you doing what you gotta do. Don't come messing with me. Period. I got nothing against gays, but y'all boys who want to be girls.
You know what? I'm not mad at what she said. Now, it is a little cringy with the part, the boys who want to be girls. That's a little cringy. But I have seen some of the comments that have been directed towards Clarissa, and some of them, because I follow a lot of gays. I'm the auntie of the gays, and a lot of them were very nasty, and a lot of them were very negative, and a lot of them were about her appearance. Trying to get her message across, but and at least she didn't say y'all F words. Don't be telling me. Because all gay boys don't want to be girls for the most part. The ones that do usually tend to transition. But yeah, I've seen them with my own eyes. A lot of those negative comments that were directed at her. Now, if I wish they would talk more about that. Her wanting to have a baby by that old ass nigga trying to get pregnant by him. Like, girl. I don't know what's going on, but girl, where are your cousins? Where is your auntie? Where is somebody that's going to step in and say, no, you want to have a baby? You're not even, is she 30 yet? I don't even think she's 30. And she want to have a baby with a 50 something year old divorced man. Absolutely not.
Are they divorced yet?
I'm an advocate of women should do whatever they want with their own bodies, but girl, come on now. Something your old divorced man. Oh, you are so much better than that. But that's that on that. She feels that gays should stay in their lane and stop telling. And she said, what else she saying here? She's like, she get most of her comments from what she say, white men, black women, and gays. We're the ones that stick out like sore thumbs to her because we're the ones who are shooting it the most. So, hey, she has every right to defend herself. But I wasn't mad at what she said. Hey, y'all need to keep it cute. Y'all, a lot of y'all were being nasty. It's a lot of things that y'all could talk about other than this girl's appearance, like her stupidity and wanting to be a mother to a damn 50-some-year-old divorced man. His child. No, anyway. Does anybody want to add anything about Clarissa Shield or Gay Boys before we go to our last story? All right, y'all. Well, our last story. Are we all familiar with the actor Steve Buscemi? I believe we are. Like he's very up there when it comes to A-list actors, and I believe he's a former firefighter when he was in New York.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
Man, I don't know the name.
Well, when you see him, you may recognize him. But
Okay.
we've actually been saying his name wrong. And he went on Jimmy Fallon to tell us how to see. He said he himself has even been pronounced his own name wrong. He don't know how to
He
pronounce
was in Con Air.
Yes, he was.
Okay, I know exactly who you finna say. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, I'm going to show a little bit of a clip from this People article, and it was a sit down. We won't watch too, but we might maybe watch about a minute of the clip or so. Well, this is Steve, by the way. I don't think y'all can see that. Let me reshare my screen.
No, I could see it. And now
Oh,
I
you
know who you're
could.
talking about. Yeah.
As soon as you brought up the
Oh,
firefighter thing, it triggered my mind. I was like, oh, I know exactly who that is.
yes. Now, what about now? Are y'all seeing the screen share now? Or are you just seeing a blank screen?
We can
No,
see
I
him.
see it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Thankfully, he aged into his, his features. Amen.
He is. He is indeed, honey. Well, let's see what he has to say about his name and Kim. And let me find that video, and then I'm going to skip to the part where he starts talking about his name. Here it is. Like, because they were just talking about Denzel, where his name is pronounced Denzel instead of Denzel, but
And too bad
black people are
he
going to
will
call him
always.
Denzel.
And that's it. Sorry, dear. It's too late. Should have corrected that back in the 80s.
Exactly. So, and I guess I think Steve feels the same way because he's not even bothering correcting people when they say his name. So here it is. Let me go and fast forward it to the part. It's like a minute and 25. There we go.
You guys are great. Yeah. They also have a big thing where they're trying to pronounce your last name.
Yes.
And
yes.
At one point they said Bruschemi.
That's
like
the only
bruschetta.
Yeah,
Bruschemi.
Yeah. I don't like that one.
That's so funny.
Buscemi, that's like I like that.
Buscemi, but it's not, right?
Well, that is the Italian way to say it, but but I just didn't grow up that way.
How'd you grow up?
Growing up, we said Buscemi, which is like I can't even do that anymore. So now I say Buscemi.
You said Buscemi.
I sort of take a little bit from each pronunciation. I don't know how to say my own name.
When we talked about this once when you did a little stand up, did you go under Buscemi then?
No, I shortened it to Buse. And you can imagine the fun that MC's had with that.
Yes, Buse.
That Larry David introduced me. When I auditioned for the Improv, he was the MC. Yeah.
No way.
And then I got to work with him many years.
Does he remember that?
Of course not. No. No reason he should remember.
Last time I saw you was at the premiere for Happy Gilmore too.
All right, so we can go ahead and stop it there. But yeah, so his name is really pronounced Buscemi, but he said he likes the way Buscemi sounds, so he went ahead and used that for himself. But yeah, I think we did a story not too long ago, where the Lawrence brothers, where we found out that their names, where the names were Magnata. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but Yeah, I just kind of like learning that. And one of my favorite things to do is watch celebrity interviews because I just like to see a little bit of their personality peek out with them outside of work and stuff. So it seemed like he's a pretty fun guy. Just like my Libra Queen said, he most certainly did age into his features, honey. Because woo, child, that he was
The
looking like a
eyes.
girl. But one thing about them eyes, though, I will say, once they do a biopic on Steve Buscemi or Buscemi, once they do it, Rami Malek, baby, I got a job for you, honey. Baby, you stay by your phone, honey. Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, did anybody have any tea that they would want to share? Or any tea I might have missed?
Nothing super crazy. I don't know if people are aware. This has to do with sports, the ball. So, but also on the tip of black men telling other black men and helping them along in their health journeys and letting them know, giving out that like, hey, we need to get checked. So Randy Moss, um, I saw him on Good Morning America, and he just recently had a cancer battle. And he also talked about being a help and being there for Deion Sanders. And both of them telling them their stories and being in that hyper masculine sports era also is just, I feel like, pushing that narrative to have black men make sure, getting rid of that stigma of like, I'm not going to the doctor and I'm not doing this and that. And so I'm just kind of happy that they're speaking out and telling their stories. That's it.
I'm with you. I'm because we were just talking about that earlier, like with Montel Jordan and stuff. And I think him speaking out, and the man that you were talking about as well. We need more straight men to speak out because I think that's going to encourage their peers to also get checked out as well. Because we get, I totally understand. I'm not gonna like be I'm not gonna dismiss their concerns because they have valid concerns about because the healthcare has a history of not the healthcare system has a history of not being good to black people, specifically black men, Tuskegee experiment. But it's you can't sit there if you see like a rash or something, you just sitting there let it build up until it completely takes your life. Like, no, you can't. No, you got to go to the doctor, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that, gorgeous.
No
And
problem.
Libra Queen, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I have two ish things. I don't know if they've been talked about or not. One, if y'all haven't seen the like little summary of the unknown caller, that story is crazy, and the person who's responsible is crazy as fuck. I'm not gonna watch it, but I got the Cliff Notes version from Kevin on Stage. Shout out to him. And also shout out to Naomi. Yes, girl. Let's quarterfinal us into a goddamn US Open win. We love that
Okay.
for you. We love it for you. Also, shout out to Coco because she did her thing. She said she ready to come back better than ever. She got big things coming. She's still young in the game. Greatness is on
Oh
her
yeah,
way.
this is just, this is part of the journey. Yes, I love it. Yes, Quinn. Yes.
Yes, shout out to Coco, shout out to Naomi, and yes, I actually watched that documentary yesterday. I certainly was gagged at the reveal, but yeah, um, would I recommend watching it? Yeah. I mean, it was an hour and a half long, and if you have absolutely nothing to do, and I mean, the spoilers are all over the internet, so it kind of takes the fun out of it. So, but and if you and there was actually an episode of Law and Order SVU that was inspired. Well, I don't even think the two I don't think the Law and Order SVU story was inspired by that particular story, but it was definitely similar in how everything was handled and who did it was just white people who got too much fucking time on their hands and stuff. Matter of fact, no, Quinn, let's talk about it because the movie came out last week, and I know you haven't watched it, but
And I'm not going to. And
I'm
so
the,
am I. I
the
was gonna
cliff notes
say.
good enough for me. So yeah, we could talk about it because the cliff notes was perfection.
I'm
I'm
just
definitely
saying.
not watching it.
It was a white woman behind the whole thing, wasn't it?
it
It
was,
showed
but
no.
not just any white woman. It was the girl's mother.
Mother, yes. And wasn't that about the cheerleader girl? Is that the same one? Was she a
Yeah.
cheerleader or
Um, I don't remember them saying anything about her being a cheerleader. They were just like regular. Well, maybe if they did, I certainly missed it.
because there was a story about a mother doing this to
She was
her
an
daughter and
athlete.
she was athlete, okay.
Yeah,
And
she played a bunch of sports or something. I remember that from the cliff notes from Kevin. M.
Mm.
that might
Hello.
Yep, I'm here. The moon. I think Moon
Oh,
sorry.
went out.
No, sorry, my phone timed out. But I think I remember seeing there was I watched some crime shows and stuff like that, and there was a story out there about a mother, and either the mother was a the child played sports or a cheerleader, which is a sport too, but um, and he was yeah, targeting her own daughter, and that's crazy. That's some sick shit.
yo,
That's
mama
some
being
sick
your
shit.
biggest hater to try to get your nigga is crazy.
Your biggest op. Your mom is your biggest op. And I know as a teenager, we feel like that. But literally, their mama was their op. That's crazy.
Yes, and how it started. Okay. So long story short, the girl did get a text initially that wasn't from the mother. So there was a prank text. And I'm sorry, y'all. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, please turn the show off now because I'm about to talk about it. But so the girl did get her name was Lauren. They call her Lo. Lo got a text message from somebody saying, "Oh, the boy that she knew, I forget, Owen. She said Owen is cheating on you. He's never gonna be with you. He doesn't take you serious, whatever. That they don't know who that text came from. So the mother started doing it to investigate. She started sending it to the girl's friends to see if one of them will reveal themselves. Like, oh, who is this text me? Is this so and so? Is this so and so? Trying to see like if she could break that. But then it turned into a whole nother thing. And what bothered me about the whole like this woman, this bitch that's how she was able to send all those messages in rapid.
Auntie,
I
we
mean, she said,
lost you. We lost you for a second. Right after you said BITCH, you cut out.
so right after this bitch, honey, she had a IT background, and she was pretending like she was going to work. That lady has not worked at that place for over a year. So she had her mom, not her mom, but her husband and the daughter thinking that she was at work whole time. She was in there on her computer setup, sending them text messages to all them kids. And when you saw, and I don't know if Kev on stage had like the actual text that those kids were being sent, but girl, it was egregious, honey. Like, what she say, like, something about her pussy and da da. It was bad, like something that no grown ass adult should be sending to fucking kids. So, and let's
That's
see.
nasty. I hear, and somebody said that it was too soon to be doing it because, like, all the people that were victimized are still pretty young, and I heard that argument out there, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and those kids, they look young. They look like literal kids. So I had a chance to watch that. But if y'all remember that episode of Law and Order SVU that had Debbie Mazar guest star in it, and remember she was the mother who was sending text messages to children, and like it was just like that. So well, thank you for bringing all that up, Libra Queen. And did anybody else have any? Let's see. We have a. a message in the chat. I invite you to attend Stephanie's session today. In a few years, she's cool. In a few hours, I'm sure. She's a cool Black woman in finance. I just saw she has a session later to test out Chatmosa. Ow. And yet, you should all be testing out Chatmosa because it look at how Auntie Derek's daytime tea can record a podcast and then it immediately goes over to Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and other things. So yes, we should all be using Chatmosa more. Yes. But so yeah, with that, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow for a live show at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, you all have. Oh, I'm sorry. And I want to say, do not forget to hit us up at our email, auntie@auntiederek.com. And in the meantime, you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Okay. You too, Auntie. Bye.
Bye,
Bye, Lisa
y'all.
Queen. And Benji and almost said Beezer. Beezer.
Oh, and you know what? Happy made a good point. She said,
Hey,
Happy.
hey, we see the tip jar. We see the tip jar.
yes, and that tip jar, and one of my favorite things about that also transfers over to like your other pot, like the apples and the stuff in YouTube, so people can see my link and easily. So don't be afraid to donate, y'all. I'm a broke bitch and I need it. Let's stop.
Yes. Give our auntie a tip and not a one that ain't worth it. Come on. Auntie's working hard out here.
All tips are worth it. I do not discriminate, honey. But if you're a celebrity and you like that I said something nice about you, yeah, tip a bitch. Shit.
And a nice tip too. Stop
Okay.
playing.
Well, thank you for that. And you all again have a fabulous rest of your day.
And you too. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.